tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens. I ruined the members intro. I'm sorry. We're back. Hi, you.
I looked away for a second. I was like, what is playing right now?
Yeah, I saw your face. And I was like, dope. I did not mean to click that at all. We love our members. And I'm very sorry that you did not get to finish the members credit roll there. But you know who you are, and we appreciate you. That was just bad finger. Bad. I don't know why it clicked right there. It's just crazy. I'm sitting here trying to get everything set up. So, you know, I mean, me and Rissman have the most hot takes, fire, making people angry, you know, because that's what we do. Nick and the DA, they're like little lambs compared to us.
Very even keel, coach.
Yeah, it's hard to get them riled up, you know. So I will have you know that tonight the show is being hosted by the two of us. Just the two of us.
We can make it if we tried.
Everybody's leaving now.
Yeah, if they weren't already leaving, they're certainly leaving now.
Oh, guys, welcome to the most fun I have every week. So thank you guys for being here very, very much. We actually might have another person join us for the show here in a few minutes. But, you know, yeah, Ted's Nerd World, Black Pills, Gary Banjo Sandwich Worthington, bye.
Graph Web. We lost Graph Web. Somehow we
Dang.
lost Graph Web.
Everybody. Like, what did we do? Guys, in all seriousness, we have a great lineup of things to discuss with you right here on, you know, the day before the May the 4th celebration begins. Yeah. Many of you will be heading out to... you have turned into Nick as Eeyore. So same. What? Lay off the wine, Graber. That makes no sense. I don't. And Graph Web ain't going nowhere. But boom, we got canceled. Fire, Darth Simpus. I like this. You can't get rid of me. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you guys for being here. But we got a great show lined up for you tonight. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to run through these things. Rissman laughed when I showed him the agenda earlier, and he's said it a million times before. There's no way we're going to get to all that. Well,
Now tonight we might.
Tonight we might.
We can do it.
Because it's just the two of us.
That's
we can make it if we try.
No, let's not. Let's not.
Okay.
Listen, it didn't work the first time. It's not working the second time.
Had to. All right. We're going to look at the Tales of the Empire exclusive clip that was just released. Because that's coming. That will be here tomorrow. You can watch Tales of the Empire on the morrow.
Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually coming out on May the 4th.
Sorry. That's May the 4th. Unlike The Phantom Menace, which comes out tonight at midnight, many places.
That's true. That is true.
We're going to talk about the best and worst lightsaber duels in Star Wars history. Movies, shows, you name it. We're going to have a little discussion there. We're going to look at the exclusive Acolyte footage that was leaked.
It's a little bit on its side, though. It's okay.
Yeah, it is. It is that. Ahsoka update with Rosario Dawson. Rey's new Jedi Order movie gets a promising update from Peaky Blinders writer Stephen Knight. I thought he was leaving the project. Guess not. Star Wars The Mandalorian and Grogu reportedly filming in May. We're going to break that down. And then we're going to jump into some non-Star Wars topics that I think that you guys will enjoy. We always try to pick things that we think you'll enjoy and things that we enjoy. Too bad Nick's not going to be here because we're going to talk Cobra Kai final season news, how it is being split into 3 parts. Boo. Boo.
I know.
Talking about trying to savor something, huh? Anyways, Jeff Bridges has returned. Flynn lives, ladies and gentlemen. Tron Ares, Kevin Flynn is back. We're also going to look at, this one brought a tear to me eye.
Me too.
Jim Henson, Idea Man trailer. Opie, what's his name? Opie.
Oh, Ron Howard.
Ron Howard is directing the documentary about Jim Henson.
That's right.
So, but yeah. Scooby-Doo live action TV series. I know everybody will be keyed up for that. That's a terrible Scooby-Doo. I know. I'm doing my best.
That's better.
That was a little better? Okay. All right. New image from Alien Romulus. The Lord of the Rings returning to a local theater near you. Extended edition.
Yes.
And then live action Masters of the Universe movie gets theatrical release date. Lot of things to talk about. Ruru. It's terrible. It's terrible. I know. Look, more people are leaving. Coach is trying to be Scooby-Doo, and this is not working out well. You guys are the regulars. There's no reason for us to even do this, but hey, we're on a streak. There are 4 ways that you can support us here at the channel. You can join one of our membership tiers. You can join us over on Patreon. We have a brand new merch store.
Yes.
Again. And this one, I think, might be the best one yet. And then any and all super chats we greatly appreciate. Let me show you the merch store. I don't even know if Rissman's really looked at it. Boom! Do you want to go to Icon? Well, guess what? The only place in the world you could get an Echo Base Network ICCC CCC Infinity Meetup t-shirt is right here at your EBN merch store. You can get a Jawa. You can get Jawas. Little C-3PO action. So, yeah, guys, we got merch store. Go check it out. Good stuff there, and we appreciate it. We make like $2 whole on any shirt sold. So hey, if you need a new shirt, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
And I updated the links in Nightbot, and for any of our moderators who use the merch command, I did update the links for the new store.
Aren't you something? As my dad would say, you're what the cat left under the rose bush, Rissman.
That's gross. That's gross.
It was not a pot of gold.
No.
All right. Let's jump right into this and say hello to everybody that we got here in the house. Normally, I try to have a list of everybody. Man, we got so many people. This is going to be overwhelming, so I can't even do it. There's so many people in chat. I can't even. Oh my! I'm just scrolling and scrolling forever. Everscale, Mike Healy. What is up? Blood Guilty Gaming, Debbie Young, Alan Copeland. I'm probably going to say some of these more than once. Daisy Blossom Flower Girl, Jedi Master Lawrence, Matt Rissman, Lombardi 1969. I almost did the Super Mario music right there. Rogue Sarge, what is going on, brother? Good to see you. Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan is in the house. Good to see you. Venger is here, my brother. What is up, Venger? We also have Marino's Goat. What is up? Great to see you. The Best Scar Man is here as well. 16-bit mascot. Pull out your Schwartzes.
Wow. Okay.
Pull out your Schwartzes. You can get arrested for doing that in Alabama. Let's see here. Angelina Serini is here. The lovely. You could call her whatever you want, Cherie or Sherry. She doesn't care. She's just lovely.
She's
just lovely.
Right. That's correct. Yes.
She's awesome. Let's see. Mary Lanning is here. Low Spec Linux Laptop. Jeff, what is up? Good to see you. Mattuine is here. I bet I already said Mattuine, but I'm saying it again. Aaron Bubba Ratliff is here as well. Star Wars Mom.
She's in the house.
Goku Heart. That's what she gets. Goku Heart. All right.
Excellent.
Jim S. Great to see you. Sir, Keanu Reeves in the house. Great to see you, Keanu. Ted's Nerd World. John Graber, the space jockey. You know, he's the reason that they round up in math. Great to see you, John Graber. Rox Gallagher. What is up, Rox? Great to see you. Thanks for watching our pre-show, man. We appreciate that. We, we try to make it enjoyable for everybody. Sure do, my friend. Let's see. We also have D Spirit is here in the house. He's going to make sure I don't say anything stupid because that's what he does. I can always count on him to keep me in check. Let's see here. I believe Graph Webb is here. Bobby Morrow is here. D. Curry, Cycleman 90, Clifton 3D, Guten Tag. Good to see you, Cliff. Dale Mayfield, what is up, Dale? Good to see you. James Kling, what is up, James? Great to see you, my friend. Nicolio, what is up, man? Been a minute. Good to see you.
Land back.
Wolfenaz. What is up, Wolfenaz? Diablo. Ooh. I might get into some Diablo 2 Resurrected seasons this summer. That is possible. Crunch Roboti. Good to see you. Egoing 74. What is up? Witch Doctor. Good to see you. Man, like I said, guys, Spaceship Vampire is here. If I missed you, please let me know. T. Davidson, what is going on with you? Good to see you. Wow. Chad, Admiral Thrawn is in the house. Humphrey Bear is in the house. Man, you would think we have more than 92 people here. It just keeps going and going. Emily Kruger, what is up, Emily Kruger? Good to see you. And that is our welcome. So everybody, consider yourself welcomed. Now, we have some member chats, super chats to hit before we get into our very first topic. If you hadn't already, in the words of the great, almighty, powerful YouTuber, Valiant Renegade, share this sucker out. Share this sucker out. Hit the subscribe bell. Stick it to the algorithm.
Click it and stick it, Coach. Click it and stick it.
Is that what they said now? I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I've heard something very similar to that before.
That's okay. That's
But
okay.
it wasn't click. Disturbing. All right. Let me change my little title here for you YouTubers out there. Always change your title on a live stream occasionally. it sends your YouTube video back to the top. You heard it here first. I can't even say that shit. I can't even say it. You heard it here first.
First.
I can't say it. Can't even get it out of my mouth. It just doesn't. It doesn't work. Doesn't work for me. All right. Rogue Sarge, $20. Good evening, everyone at EBN. Bad Batch Season 3 finale was damn good. Yeah, Rissman. No? All right, look. We're the worst Star Wars channel on YouTube. I haven't even watched it.
So it ended. It did. It definitely ended.
I heard people saying that it was very emotional, a little tear here or there.
It was emotional. I was expecting more Bad Batch fatalities, personally. But of course all the Empire guys bid it, and that was pretty much it. So to be expected, I suppose.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. So it wasn't a finale worthy of remembrance, is what you're saying?
I think they did. It was a happy ending, right? Disney likes their happy endings. So yeah. I really shouldn't have been surprised, right? It was a generally happy ending, and they fast forwarded in a way that lets Omega's story continue if they want to do that. That's why I said Nick would be thrilled. That's why I said Nick would be thrilled with the ending.
She'll never die. She'll never die.
Yeah. Well, not in Nick's heart anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Bobby, thank you so much for sending in that very generous $20 super chat, my friend. Graph Webb with a $2 super chat. Hashtag cancel Disney Plus. The most consistent man on YouTube is Graph Webb. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it very much. Cancel Disney Plus, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Venger with £5. Hello, Coach. How was the...
Oh, oh no. What is going on?
Hello, Coach. How was the chipmunk Ewoks in the XXX Yub Nub video? Sorry, only kidding. What'd you think of Bad Batch finale? He got me on the chipmunk thing earlier. You know, that's your fault, Rissman.
I know, and I'm very happy to take credit for it.
Brought it back out.
That's
but
correct.
It's actually my fault, I guess, since I gained a little bit of weight. It's going away though. Went to the gym this morning. Summer's almost here. It's over, baby.
Yeah.
It's over. So, you know, I only watched the first 3 episodes of The Bad Batch, and I just kind of checked out. This summer, I may go through it. I don't know. I don't know. So, anyways, we did just kind of cover that. But Venger, thank you, brother, so much. I would much rather watch the Chipmunk Ewoks in the XXX Yub Nub video.
I will say, Coach, my favorite part of the finale is Tarkin actually showed up in a Star Destroyer. So we finally saw a real Star Destroyer for the first time in, Bad Batch animation.
Nice. Did he say, "You may fire when ready"?
No, he showed up at Tantus because they had made such a mess of things and said, "The hell with this place." And he said, "Reallocate all the money to Stardust and close the place down." And that's what they did.
Yeah, very cool. Rogue Sarge has lost 102 pounds.
It's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely amazing.
And the greatest follow-up comment to that is, the world is not ready for Beach Bod Coach. And you're right. You are so right about that. But I did shave my chest this morning.
Too much information.
Oh,
Too much information.
That's kind of what I do, man. I'm just a transparent fella. Darth Maul's lower half, €5. Hasbro's having a huge Star Wars live stream tomorrow. Wonder what they'll announce. I'm hoping for Episode 1 prototype C-3PO. Guys, when's your next member stream? So we had a member stream scheduled last weekend, and it was canceled. Nick and I couldn't make it, so Nick wanted us to do it together. He's sick right now, or we would actually be making the announcement. He's the one that helms up the member streams, so I will ask him. He's probably watching or listening right now. We will get that info out, but it's going to be soon. It's going to be very soon. Maybe this weekend. So just stay aware, and can't wait to hang out with all of our members. Thank you, brother. And I hope you get what you want with C-3PO. That would be awesome. Ted's Nerd World. Oh, let me see. Oh, no. Wait. It's not a poop emoji. It is a little dead comment. It's a chipmunk.
Of course it is, yeah.
and it's saying "My hero."
Oh, that's sweet then. That's sweet in a way.
I mean, yeah, but he's being a meanie head. He's being a meanie head.
Oh, I know.
Ted's
I know
Nerd World with a $3 super sticker. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Debbie Young, whoa, $49.99 super chat. Thank you, Debbie. Speaking of Tron, EBN special guy is back in the hospital being treated for pneumonia. His wounds are doing well. His mom states that this is just a small setback. He's on antibiotics, and they're going to keep him there for now. Let's send him love. Tron, we love you, man. Thoughts and prayers to you. I actually texted him last night just to let him know I was thinking about him, and I said, pneumonia ain't got nothing on you, Tron. You fight for the users. And I know he was laughing. There he is!
He's right there.
There he is! Yeah! Talking about you. So, anyways, that is awesome. Tron, you keep fighting, brother, and I know we'll be seeing you at Icon. I cannot wait to hang out with my boy.
Soon. Get well soon, Tron.
Yep. Get well soon, my boy, for sure. And Debbie, thank you so much for that big $49.99 super chat. You are Echo Base Network, all of our members and everybody that catches us up. We'll be right back and we'll jump right into our first topic of the night. This video is for you. Debbie, I'm playing your favorite character. All right, here we go. Jumping right into it, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing we're looking at is a new teaser, exclusive clip from IGN, Tales of the Empire. Again, we're getting that on Saturday. Let me know if there's no sound. Sound?
I don't think so.
That just would have been too perfect. All right. There we go. Sound. Oh, they get them Omega bows.
They sure did.
Stay back. Setting up wrong times. My seed.
I guess she has to be casting spells. For the copyright. All right, so that's it. Tales of the Empire. We're getting Morgan Elsbeth is half of it, and the other half is Barriss.
It is, yes.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm more interested in Barriss's story, just because she has the strong tie to the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Prequels, Clone Wars series, all of it. If I'm not mistaken, Barriss was the Padawan for Luminara.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, but I'm looking at the Morgan Elsbeth part here, and I got to say, even though it's Morgan Elsbeth, and I can't even remember if she died or not in Ahsoka. I can't even remember.
She did.
Okay. It looks dark, and that makes me interested.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me interested. It's dark looking. Maybe I'm just ready for the Acolyte. I don't know. But I like dark occasionally. And I'm just in one of those moods. So what are your thoughts there?
So I've seen the embargo is lifted. So I've seen some reviews now of the series actually. And the prevailing reviews seem to be that the Barriss part of it is much more engaging than Morgan. although people have said that they've enjoyed kind of what you're saying. They enjoyed the Grievous part of it, the Thrawn part of it, what sort of drove Morgan. Because if you think about it, the Empire actually is the one who slaughtered her people, and then she aligns with the Empire later, and she stays fiercely loyal for a reason, and apparently they explore all that. But on the Barriss side, apparently the way they show her story and what happens with her and the Inquisitors and where she ends up and all of that, people said that they felt like they did a much better job with that part of the series.
Okay.
But it's 6 episodes, and I think they're maybe between 10 to 15 minutes each again.
So we're talking about 3 and 3.
Correct. And the first three are Morgan, and the second 3 are Barriss.
So look, here's the truth. It's not a lot. It's basically about nothing. You could have this whole thing watched in just over an hour.
Correct.
So,
hour and a half maybe at the most, but yeah.
Yeah. And we are going to get the full release on Saturday, right?
Full release, and it releases Saturday very early in the morning. So if you get up Saturday at a normal time, whatever your normal time is, they'll all be there. But if you really want to watch it, you can get up at 12 midnight Pacific time, and you can watch all 6 of them as early as that if you want to.
Yeah. So, we'll be watching. I don't know if we'll do a review. We'll definitely put it on our Patreon. But, as far as a review goes, we'll talk about it on a live stream, but we'll see. I don't know. I'll have that conversation with Nick. Would you guys like to see us review the series in its entirety? Why not, I guess. I hope it's good. I really do. But they didn't pick characters that are really all that interesting to me. So, with Morgan anyways. Isn't it kind of weird that they just picked a character that died recently?
This is part of the reason why, and I'm probably reaching as I often do, but I really wonder if this series was supposed to predate Ahsoka, and just because of the writer strike and some other things, they resequenced the releases because they needed content, because it would make more sense, because it apparently it ends Morgan's story with her on Corvus before Ahsoka encounters her in The Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. So this is way before whatever happens with Morgan and Ahsoka and the revisit with Thrawn and all that. So it feels like something that maybe should have happened sooner to me. So I'm reaching, because people forgot she died. People didn't really care about her to begin with. The Barriss story, I think, is more interesting. For sure. Again, I don't want to give away what happens with her, but they definitely leave it, I believe, where her story could continue in some way.
Yeah. So, I'm totally with you on all that. I would just be tickled, everybody, if we got really good Star Wars. I don't anticipate this being like, oh, I loved this. This is Clone Wars Season 7 level. But you never know. We just got a super chat from Tony Martinez that we'll hit here in a few minutes. But I did not think I was going to like X-Men 97. I would have bet the farm it was going to be a disaster. I've loved it. Matter of fact, after the show tonight, I'm going to watch the episode that came out yesterday. So you've watched it already.
I did watch it.
I wanted to watch it earlier today, and I didn't have time. So
and I was happy to watch an episode that I didn't have to go and do homework afterwards. I understood it just on face value, and I did enjoy it.
Excellent. Well, let's catch up on Super Chats here, and we'll move on to our next thing. Davish, $4.99. What is up, Davish? Hey, folks, it's my 25th birthday, so hell EBN, and cancel Disney Plus. Davish, thank you, man, for all your support. Anytime I post a tweet, Davish is like, repost. He's just a great guy. Thank you, Davish. We appreciate you very much.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
The Empire wishes you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. All right. Let's see. Up next, Venger with 10 euros. There's a video of the young 10-year-old actor playing Egg, future King Aegon V, in the new Game of Thrones prequel series, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, getting his head shaved. Filming starts in a few weeks.
Wow.
Yes.
Something else to look forward to.
I'm waiting. So I'm starting season 6 of Game of Thrones with my daughter, my oldest daughter. So it's my 4th time through the series, but I am loving it. Again, here I go again, loving it. And watching her reaction when we finally got to the Red Wedding. Her face. Oh, it was, I laughed for hours. She was in shock. It was hilarious.
It's quite shocking.
Yeah,
it's quite
refreshing and shocking, son. Okay, thank you, Venger, for that. Brandon, the anime guy. Holy cow, I am now over 9,000. Just got home from going to NOLA, Houston, and home. Cheers and long live EBN. Hail, Brandon, the anime guy. Appreciate you, brother. All right, that catches us up on everybody. Oh, there it is. Tony Martinez with a $10 super chat. Tony says, how are you liking X-Men 97 so far? Bro, as a fan of X-Men the Animated Series back in the early 90s, I am impressed with what they've done so far. I've not watched the most recent episode, but I'm not hearing any massive backlash either. So, as a matter of fact, I've seen a couple pictures of Spider-Man. So, dadgum spoilers.
It's a nothing burger, but it was cool. It was cool.
Well, I remember the 2 Spider-Man episodes from Spider-Man the Animated Series in 94, I believe, that featured the X-Men.
Well, he's not the only surprise cameo, because something happens at the end of the episode that gets everyone's attention.
Oh,
and so that's when you get your Spider-Man shot. Because
I can't wait. I'm watching it tonight.
And when you see what happens, you'll be like, oh, holy I know why they got their attention now.
Okay, all right. Well, the X-Men 97 Wolverine toy is a must-buy for me. That's one that I'm going to be looking to pick up and put in my case back here. And my case is busting at the seams, so it's almost time for me to build another one and put over there. So going to get that done very soon. But Tony, thank you. I hope you're enjoying the show. X-Men's back. Blazer Hulk Darren, member for 15 months. Forget Star Wars. What's exciting is the surprise announcement of season 6 of Cobra Kai. Hey, yeah, it's coming. That's actually on our agenda. We will be covering that here in a few, my friend. Here in a few. All right, Rissman. So up next, a little bit of Acolyte news. There was a leaked image that came out. We could always count on our friends over at Bestman Bulletin to get out legit information. This is showing a lightsaber fight, and I totally just skipped what we were going to do next. But it's okay. What is this ad? Wow, that was crazy. Yeah, but that's okay. This is fine. We could do that. We could do that next. So everybody sees the leaked image here, and it says exclusive Star Wars The Acolyte footage attached to the Phantom Menace re-release leaks online. Fight scene between May and Jedi Master Indara. I'm going to guess this is early on in the show. Not really a whole lot going on here. It appears that they might both be using Indara, definitely using the Force. It's not a lightsaber fight scene, just a fight scene, it appears. Thoughts on this? I mean, this not really a whole lot to it here.
So you're going to get connected because you have your whole desktop shared. Hold on a second. Because you have your whole desktop shared, so they're going to get me in stereo. But so that fight scene actually comes from the what they're showing before the Phantom Menace. So somebody actually sat in the theater and recorded very poorly recorded what they're showing as the special look at the Acolyte, and it is a bit of what I think is the first episode. So it's not just the trailer; it's the bit of the first episode, and basically May comes.
Now, a lot of it is the trailer that they showed, and there's not very much that's new if I'm reading it right.
No, there's quite a bit new. So what happens is May comes in and she wreaks havoc in this pub, and she knocks over so many aliens. I don't know what she's after, but I've never seen so many aliens get knocked over and pushed around. And then the Jedi is there and says, "What's going on?" and intervenes, and they have a fight. And she does use her lightsaber in that fight. Didn't look horrible. Yeah. And the score didn't sound terrible. And it sort of ends with the picture that Bespin put there in that article. And then they do a little snippet of the trailer as well. But I was surprised. It was, I don't know, 4 minutes-ish of what I think is the first episode. And it is at the beginning of the Phantom Menace screenings. So for anyone who is going to see it, I don't know if you decided to go or not, Coach, but for anyone
got to talk to the kiddo. I'm hoping that Saturday she's down to go.
Yeah.
And we're going to go check it out.
Awesome.
So everybody welcome Jeff Krasilek to the show here, saying that he is new to the channel. So welcome, sir.
What's up,
All right. All right. Well, that's good. We're going to move right on. All right. So next conversation is one about fight scenes with a lightsaber. So favorite lightsaber fight scene. If you had to go any show or movie in Star Wars, give me your number one. Chat, chime in.
This is really tough because a part of me wants to say, obviously, Return of the Jedi, at the end there, just because there's so much going on and of course the impact that it had. But I have to tell you, I'm a sucker for Duel of the Fates. Seeing Duel of the Fates again on the big screen is the primary reason why I'm going back to see the Phantom Menace again. Right. So for me, those are very close to me for my favorites.
Okay. Let's see. Anakin, Vader versus Obi-Wan. Return of the Jedi, Luke, Vader. Vader versus Luke. Palpatine versus Maul and his brother.
That's a good one.
That is good. That didn't even cross my mind. Let's see. Phantom Menace, Duel of the Fates is the best. Vader, Luke 1. Luke and Corran Horn versus the 7 Jedi Pirates. Okay, awesome. Revenge of the Sith. Hello, Leia Rose.
Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan, Anakin. That's top 3, right? For me, anyway, it would have to be.
Luke versus Vader in Return of the Jedi, obviously, says the Beskar man. So I'll probably be the only person here that says this. Super unpopular opinion, hot take. People are gonna laugh, but it's my favorite. Ben Kenobi versus Vader.
Yep, some people picked it. That's what they were saying in.
There's just something about watching Ben fight, knowing he's about to die, but carrying out a much larger mission. Now, in terms of like action and like they're not doing like somersaults and flips and things, and they're fighting with 2 hands. And all that. I get it. I get it. But for me, it's my favorite. It always moves me. I feel the tension. There's an incredible loss at the end of it. The circle is now complete. Like, man, there's so much there. The look, Ben, it's not just about the fight. The look Obi-Wan gives Vader when he sees Luke and he looks back at Anakin and goes, "Yup, I know something you don't know." And then he sacrificed himself. So good. So good. My favorite.
Coach, you surprised me. I thought you were going to pick the rematch of the century from the Kenobi series.
Oh, wow. Talking about when Darth Vader got his ass kicked again.
Which time?
Yeah. Talk about a mistake.
I saw Jim Mass put one up that's an interesting one. He said Luke and Mando, season 2, episode 16.
Oh, bro, you ask me tomorrow, that might be my answer.
Yeah, certainly had an impact.
True or false? That's the best Luke fight scene we've ever had.
True.
I agree. Luke on the sail barge is pretty dang awesome.
He was jumping around a fair amount on that sail barge.
He was. So that's what this article is about that got me thinking about it. The whole thing coming from Polygon. Star Wars has abandoned the prequel trilogy's greatest gift. Sick flips. And they're specifically channeling Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, how they're flipping around, going airborne, literally going airborne while they're fighting. And the premise of the article is why, with Disney, is every lightsaber fight have the combatants fighting with their feet planted, with very little movement at all. I mean, we saw Anakin and Ahsoka and whatever that was. I still don't think we know where they were. The world between worlds. And they're on the pathway just standing in front of each other fighting. No movement. Hardly. Yeah. So I thought it was a kind of an interesting premise there. Might be worth looking at. Has there been a great lightsaber fight in Star Wars, Disney, with the exception of Luke and Mando Chapter 16?
So the most recent one that they were really talking up was, for me, a bit of a bust, and that was in Ahsoka. Remember the awfulness with Ahsoka and Ezra and Sabine and remember how bad that was?
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you again, in this Acolyte footage that they showed, there was a lot of jumping around. I can't remember if she jumped around. She jumped, you know what? The Jedi like wall walked like Cal Kestis does in the game. Yes. Because at one point, the person she was fighting jumps up to the upstairs, and the Jedi's like, "What are you doing up there?" So she jumps up and she she does the side wall walk thing to get where she's at, and she's lightsabering it. So because remember, there's the reason I'm bringing it up is they've gone on record for the Acolyte saying this is going to be the best lightsaber action we're getting since the prequels.
Yeah, I remember that.
So. Again, I don't think they're going to show us the worst clip before the Phantom Menace, because obviously they're trying to hype it up, which they haven't been doing any of so far. So I will be curious if they've put a lot of martial arts types with it, and they do a lot of movement. Maybe we'll go from one extreme to the other, but it certainly doesn't going to be Ahsoka and whatever they did with those troopers, and they're just and I'm like, what is happening?
I didn't think that. Oh, excuse me. Getting old. I didn't think that Rey gave us a great fight in any of those movies. I didn't think that. I didn't think we had a good lightsaber fight in the Ahsoka show. As a matter of fact, watching Sabine fight with a saber was a put off. Like, not interested. Just not good. You're taking something that's cool, that's so Star Wars centric, and you're making it lame.
The best lightsaber fight in Ahsoka. The best lightsaber fight in Ahsoka to me was it was Ray Stevenson and Ahsoka when they went at it one time when they were on the planet. Yeah. Ray Stevenson brought it, right? But he just had such a presence as he was doing it, and his saber was just it looked so unwieldy.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, he gave the best lightsaber performance in that show, but the Jedi were terrible.
I thought Ahsoka's lightsaber fight at the beginning of her introduction in Mandalorian.
That was good.
Where she sliced the guy through the tree.
Yeah.
I mean, she did some pretty cool stuff in that episode. So I liked that better than the other things there. But chat, thank you for chiming in and letting us know what you think about the sabers. I agree with Rob. Disney, they're failing as far as it comes to hand-to-hand combat. It's just not been good, and they got to get that fixed for Star Wars for sure. Jedi Master Lawrence, member for 35 months. My church young adult group, 18 to 30, is watching episode 4 on Saturday. Guess who is probably dressing up? Oh, I have no idea.
Couldn't imagine.
Pictures or it didn't happen. Have fun, Erica. Rob Wright, Coach, what about the fan-made extended cut of Vader versus Obi-Wan from A New Hope? That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. So,
but on your point, their fight in A New Hope was less about a lightsaber battle and more about the emotional impact and the statement and the force.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And it was really around like Anakin and Obi-Wan, Duel of the Heroes, right? That was a fight, right? They were fighting, right, in Revenge of the Sith. But it was a whole different animal in A New Hope, which makes it special in a different way.
Yeah, and it was the first time any Star Wars fan had seen a lightsaber fight.
Mm-hmm.
They saw what a saber could do, kind of, when Obi-Wan chopped Walrus Man's arm off. But, that was a great first introduction, I think. But golly, imagine if in 1977 you're watching that, and it was the SC-38 special between Obi-Wan and Vader. Imagine it was that.
Amazing.
I mean, like, there'd still be people refusing to leave. They'd still be in there. Like, that was crazy. Yep. So great comment there, Rob. Appreciate that, man. Debbie Young with a $4.99 super chat. I think I like the one with Obi-Wan and Anakin the best because of the musical score that always gives me.
Stay awake. Of course,
I'm not going to sleep.
You and I have been up since about the same time.
I'm just getting old, y'all. But it always gives me the vibes. So we're grateful for that, Debbie. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for your super chats. We'll continue to hit all super chats after all of the topics. Thank y'all very much. So Rosario Dawson shared a little update for Ahsoka Season 2. She was asked at a convention if, in fact, she had anything to say about Ahsoka Season 2, and her response was prolific, profound. She said no. And then they asked her about the series, and then she spoke very highly of it and said how much she looks forward to continuing it and everything. So she didn't just say no and stop. Now, I've been of the mind that the series is done. It's not. They're going to do a second season. It really doesn't make sense to me, but okay. Give us a new second season, and I really hope that the second one is going to be better than the first. But they have a big issue because Baylan is gone.
Yeah.
And that's a super sad thing to say.
Yeah.
But, obviously he has something to do in that story, especially with his last scene.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just don't know what they're going to be able to do to pull that off. Prediction?
They'll have to recast him, and there are other people who can do it. And because I do think Filoni intends to continue to tell that story, but I'm very curious to see if we're going to get any announcement. Ideally, this would happen on the actual May the 4th. If we're going to get
Kenobi
any,
movie
something. They need to announce something else is in development, because at this point, because they didn't announce any new animation, they didn't leave us with any tease of a future animated project at the end of the Bad Batch. They already told us the Tales of Jedi is coming on Tales of Empire is coming on May the 4th. So again, right now we've got the Acolyte, we've got Skeleton Crew, and we've got Andor 2. and Mandalorian and Grogu movie as the things that are announced as actually, I can't believe I'm saying this because it never really means anything, but that are actually happening. Yeah. I do believe we'll get Skeleton Crew and Andor 2 for sure.
Oh, so, yeah, they're here,
So they need to start working on something else unless they intend to abandon Disney Plus Star Wars content for live action.
Yeah, what's it going to be? Because it's not going to be Ahsoka season 3. So I think that's one more season and Dunzo.
And we don't know if maybe there'll be another season of Mandalorian after the movie. But again, the movie is not coming until 2026, right? So, I mean, it's possible we only get Andor season 2 next year and maybe something else animated, and that could be it.
Not a whole lot of Star Warsing going on. I mean, there really isn't. But fear not, we got this. Rey's new Jedi Order movie gets an update from the Peaky Blinders writer, Stephen Knight, who is penning the script. Stephen Knight is confirmed to be penning the script for Star Wars, the new Jedi Order movie, alongside Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, who hates men. The movie will follow Rey Skywalker as she sets out to rebuild the Jedi Order post the rise of Skywalker. Knight expressed excitement about joining the Star Wars universe. Let me get his quote here. "I could tell you that I'm doing it. It's going well, yes. But yes, I am getting into that universe, and it's a wonderful universe. I love it. And it's good people. Again, when you get to that level, you find that the people who are there for a reason." What? He's been hanging out with Kathy too much. He all them words, and he just said nothing.
When I read that, I was like, well, it sounds like he's looking forward to reading the script too. He hadn't even started yet. He said he's supposed to be writing it. So bad. It's so very bad.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Daisy Ridley is probably looking like that right there. Still ain't got no script. Is this movie really happening? Is it?
No, I don't think so.
Do you really not think that the movie's happening?
The more that it goes on, the more that this kind of thing goes on, the less that I think it's happening. Now, again, if they don't...
But why would Stephen Knight come out and say these things?
If they don't intend to put the movie out until 2027...
No hurry.
Then he doesn't need to be doing anything now. Nobody does.
Yeah.
So that's my dilemma, right?
I think 100% the movie's happening. I don't think it should. I think it's a terrible mistake. But hey, I'll sit back and watch the fire.
Not that I guess this matters, right? But by 2027, it will be 8 years since the rise of Palpatine. Golly. 8 years. Many people don't care now. They're not going to care anymore in 2027. I can tell you that.
Oh, and they're saying, they're branding it like Daisy Ridley's back this time to reach a new generation. No, it's going to be the same generation she reached prior. All dozens of them.
They're gonna be in the single digits by the time we get to 2027.
All right. Well, speaking of, you do believe this movie's happening, yes? The Mandalorian and Grogu reportedly filming begins in May. Of all of the projects, this one could be good. We don't know what's going to happen. How much tie-in do you think they're going to give us with the Mandalorian and Grogu? How much of a continuation of the Mando story is this going to be? Because when last seen, he's like sitting on the front porch drinking a cup of coffee with Grogu, just chilling at his house. Done. He's done. He's arrived. He's made it. He doesn't have to go do all these other things anymore. So is this going to be a tale of how he gets pulled back in? Is there like a certain mission that he's got to go on? What will this MacGuffin be in this movie?
I think he's going to be chasing down Imperial. We were left to believe that he was going to be working as a contractor for Carson Teva, helping them chase down the Imperial Remnant, which can tie very nicely into Thrawn. He's back now. I'm not saying it's going to be a Thrawn story necessarily. Of course, I wouldn't put it past Filoni to have Thrawn involved. But I personally think it's going to be exactly what they said it was going to be. Mando and the New Republic, the failing New Republic, the blundering New Republic, figuring out what the Remnant has going on, leading us further to Thrawn and where he was in Dathomir, and then they'll choose to pick that up in Ahsoka or somewhere else. It's a shame. Many of us are over Grogu. I've been over Grogu for a while. After Mando 3, I couldn't care less, honestly. And the longer it goes, but this movie's not coming until 2026. So when was Mando 3? I've even blocked it out. 2022? 2023? I don't know. By the time 2026 comes, it's going to be several years since we've seen a Grogu anywhere.
I just want to tell Rick, I got a phone call this morning from Mexican Iron Man, and I said, "Hey, what's up?" The first words out of his mouth were, "Hey, you're a YouTuber and I'm not." I'm like, that's debatable, but anyways, that's so funny. So look, Mando Grogu. Let's say the Rey movie is happening, and then you've got the other movie with what's his face?
Oh yeah, Mangold, the Dawn of the Jedi.
James Mangold, the Dawn of the Jedi movie. All right, which three of those movies do you think the majority of the Star Wars fan base will be the most interested in? And before you answer that question, let's bring in our third co-host for the night, who got here right in time for our final Star Wars news coverage. Star Wars Theology. What's up, Felix? You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah. He's channeling his inner Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen.
Now when you unmute it, you got to say, "It might actually help if I unmute this thing." That's what Nick does.
I think he's still working on it.
Yep. Okay, I thought he was frozen for a second.
Yeah, me too.
Felix will get it fixed. No worries. All right, Rissman, we'll go to you.
So I got to tell you, this is like.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hear you now.
Hey.
Now? Okay, no problem.
Good to see you.
So I don't believe it's picking up your actual mic that you're using. I believe it's picking up.
It could be coming from somewhere else.
But whatever.
Okay, let me try. Go Rissman first.
Okay.
So I was just going to say, this is like picking which of the slowest horses comes in third last, right? I mean, to me, this is like, it's a bad analogy, but you know what I mean? This is like, none of them to me are winners. So I'd have to say the Mando and Grogu movie is probably the most interesting to folks.
But the Dawn of the Jedi could be a winner. We just don't know enough about it yet.
But it's true, and they have the writer. They have the writer from, or a writer from Andor. I can't remember which one, but they picked up a decent writer, the guy who wrote the One Way Out, the Narkina 5 stuff. So they picked.
Oh, he's the guy that wrote I Can't Swim.
Well,
yes. Got to get that guy.
But so I mean, they picked someone who can write. I'm not saying that the Peaky Blinders guy can't write, by the way. Can he write Star Wars? I don't know, but everyone writes Star Wars for the first time, if you know what I mean, right? Everyone does it for the first time. I'm just saying that the guy who's doing it on Mangold's movie has some experience now. To me, Mangold's movie has the best opportunity to tell us a new, fresh story because of when it's set and the fact that it's not going to collide with anything else. But I don't know that there's an appeal for it.
Until we know more about it, I agree. But when it comes to the Daisy Ridley, Charmin Obaid-Chinoy film versus Mando and Grogu, there's no comparison. And the thing is, I agree with you. After season 3, and with how much time would have passed when this movie actually releases, there's going to be fewer and fewer people. You know, the kids that grew up loving Grogu will be like in college.
Yeah.
Okay. There's going to be a lot of time passing. So it's like, even at that level with the Rey movie or with the Mando Grogu, it's not very high. There's not a big demand for this movie, and it still blows the Daisy Ridley thing out of the water. Like, the Daisy Ridley movie is from front to back, top to bottom, a bad idea. Agree or disagree?
Totally agree. And where they failed with, in my opinion, with Baby Yoda is they failed to age him at all, right? They've given him no, and I'm not saying I needed him speaking full sentences, right? But they've continued to play on the cutesy woo woo woo, and then they put him in the mech with the yes and the no, and they just doubled and tripled down on the infancy, right? And so now you have to believe that he's going to show up in the movie at the same age. And it's just not appealing. Not to me, anyway.
No, I completely agree. I was actually looking for the yes, no.
Oh, yes,
but
no.
I don't even have the clip anymore. Like I'm so over Mando because of season 3 that I don't even have a lot of that stuff anymore. Right. The little video where the Babu Frick creature. See, that's the thing.
I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah. Clearly said that, by the way. I'm out, mother. Yeah.
Effer.
Yeah, it was clear. All right. Well, that is going to wrap up the Star Wars news. Unless you guys have something that you want to chime in, we are going to go ahead and move, and I'm sure Felix will be back here in a moment. We are going to go ahead and move to something that Star Wars Mom was asking about just a second ago. How many of you are excited for the final season of Cobra Kai? It is nearly here. It's coming this summer, right?
At least the first part.
The first. So they. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Cobra Kai is coming, but there's a caveat.
Yeah.
They've taken the entire final season and they've split it into 3.
Yes. And what
I can't think of another show that's done 3 in half. Right. Yes, that's kind of common now. 3? They split it into thirds.
It's like July 15th, November the 28th, and then the grand finale is sometime in 2025. I think it's going to be 15 episodes total. Yes,
July.
And I think
August, September, October, November. You got to wait a third of a year to continue it.
Now they pulled that junk with Stranger Things, right? But they only did it. I think they only did it in 2 parts. And they put several months in between. And I feel like they did July, November then too. So this July, November is a Netflix thing. It's going to be 15 episodes. I don't know if it's 5, 5, and 5 or not. I don't think I read that, but it feels very much like they purposely wanted some good 2025 content. So they said, let's split this in 3s and make sure a part of it's in 2025. Right. That's the way it felt to me. Because it's not going to be January. It'll probably be November and then March or something. Right. For 2025.
Yeah. Melissa Wren, Lady of Light. Good to see you. Melissa Raider 123. Yeah, that's not good about Warhammer either. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know, bro. To me, it kills the momentum. I expect Cobra Kai Season 6 to be great.
Yes.
I wouldn't think anything different. But you know what, bro? It's been a minute since we watched Cobra Kai.
Yeah, when was... I couldn't even remember when the last season was.
I mean, hold up. So, Ralph Macchio was 60 when they started this whole thing. Okay, he's 62 now. He's 62 right now. I hope I look like him when I'm 62, but I already don't. Hey, Felix is back.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. There you go.
I figure it out. Yeah.
Now you're ready. All right, Felix, we're talking a little Cobra Kai.
Oh, nice.
they've taken the final season 6 that comes out this summer, but they've divided it up into thirds. So we only get like the first few episodes this summer, and then November we get the middle part, and then I don't know, April, Rissman, I don't remember. We get the final part of it.
Oh, they didn't say. They just said 2025. They didn't name a month.
Oh, so we don't even have a month. Just 2025. So, thoughts about Cobra Kai series, the final season being split up into 3 sections? What do you think?
Yeah, that series for me is the staple of how to do revamp some old footage, heritage, how you call it, franchise, and they have that. I wish that they have done that with Star Wars. So I really love Cobra Kai, and this is the first time I hear from that now they're gonna separate in 3 little segments. I think that's gonna be good because it's gonna get people to have those barbershop talks around what happens here, and I think it's gonna build up. And I heard that they're gonna. I don't know if you heard about this, but they say that this is gonna be even more intense than the other seasons. This season, they're gonna go into the lore. They're gonna mix, lore from the original Karate Kid movies, and they're gonna try to give the fans what they want. And I love the directors of this series because they doing the job that some other franchise should be doing. Making sure that the fans like what the product is. So I don't have any problems with Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is a really great show. So,
and I just checked something, and now I think I have a theory of why the last part of this is in 2025. Because the Karate Kid movie that was supposed to release in 2024 that has Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, it got pushed to May 30th, 2025. So now I bet you they want to, maybe there's a tie-in between the end of Cobra Kai and this movie, or this movie and Cobra Kai, and so they want to have the finale of Cobra Kai now more close to when the actual movie is coming out. It's just a guess, but I had forgotten that was delayed, and that may be a part of the situation here. Maybe it was only going to be 2 parts, and then they changed it to 3.
And I'm not. That's so. Look, I could be dead wrong here, and I don't know what the chat's gonna think about this, but my excitement about a Ralph Macchio, Jackie Chan Karate Kid movie is about 0.
Oh.
And I love Jackie Chan. Love him. But that's just, I mean, I don't know. I'm not feeling that at all. Guys, thoughts?
So I have a question for you. What you don't feel that there's something specific that you don't like?
I didn't, when Jackie Chan was in the Karate Kid movie, I thought it was awful. I thought it was a terrible movie. I've only watched it once, and I know I'll never watch that movie again.
But was the movie,
to me, I just want to move away from that as far as possible.
Do you think, Coach, the movie was just a bad movie, or do you think Jackie Chan contributed to it being bad?
Oh, I hadn't seen it in so long, I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah,
I just remember how I felt. Probably it wasn't. It probably was not Jackie Chan. It was probably the movie. That's what I would. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. What it was. I've never watched a Jackie Chan movie going, man, he sucked on that one. He's good in everything. So, but
I wonder how they're gonna mix both worlds, because I know that the original Karate Kid is more a Japanese kind of like background in terms of the martial arts, versus Jackie Chan is more Chinese oriented, martial arts. So I wonder where's the common ground and how they're gonna do that. That will be interesting to see from them in the movie, I guess.
And I think the worst part of that movie that we're all trying to forget was Jaden Smith, right?
Agreed.
I mean, that for me, that was just like, it was like, that movie was hard to watch. That for me, you have that experience where like, I'm really having a hard time watching this. For me,
it's a chore. It's a chore to go through it.
Hard to watch. So I've seen some things with Jackie Chan recently. He seems to have gotten even funnier as he's gotten older. Like he was in some stupid movie with I think it was John Cena or someone, and they were just having the greatest time. Just it wasn't a good movie, but they were in a great time in the movie. So I'm like Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan together, and I think the lead child in this movie, I think they did cast a Chinese, if I recall correctly, a Chinese actor maybe as the a youngster as the lead in the movie.
For this movie, you're talking about
for the Karate Kid, for the one that's coming out now in 2025.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read that.
That's the part I don't get, because I know that the roots of the Karate Kid is a more like Okinawan karate, Japanese rooted. How you connect that with the Chinese version? Yeah. That's kind of like a little bit. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do that.
Yeah. I could, you could imagine if Kathleen Kennedy got a hold of it, it would be Ralph Macchio, Jackie Chan, the fight of the century.
Well, remember, Coach, she's not woke. She's just got a bad PR person, right? She's not. Not really a woke warrior, right? We just had that article. Remember?
Oh my goodness, I know. All right, well that's our little business there with Cobra Kai. Rob Wright sends in a $4.99 super chat. Ultimate geek question: Who wins the battle? Who wins in a battle? The Empire with the Death Star versus the Borg versus Unicron.
Ooh,
the Borg's winning that against all of them.
Borg's tough.
The Borg's winning. Unicron would take out the Empire and the Death Star. He would eat the Death Star.
Well, we've seen twice that the Death Star really wasn't that difficult to beat, honestly. So
same flaw.
Little farmer blew it up. Yeah. Mass murderer.
Yeah. So
I've seen the memes about that. How that Luke Skywalker, mass murderer of
killed hundreds of thousands. He has.
My favorite meme is the one, of course, where it says, Tarkin single-handedly solved the unemployment problem in Alderaan, in one fell swoop.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, it's still too soon. It may still be too soon.
That's why the Imperial, the remnant of the Empire was afraid of him, because of his massive capabilities of destroying.
So what do you guys think? I mean, look, with the Borg, they were pretty much just an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
And the Death Star and Unicron can wail at that cube all they want to, but resistance is futile. They will be assimilated. And just imagine what Unicron would be once he's assimilated. That's a great question. I love that, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sending that in. Do you get either one of y'all disagree?
I would have picked the Borg.
Yeah,
you'd have picked the Borg too.
I'm with you, Coach.
Yep. Very good. All right. Well, next up, another franchise being brought back. Felix said that Cobra Kai is like, Nick says it a lot too, is like the gold standard. This is how you pay homage. This is how you bring a franchise back. Yeah. Well, in 2010, Tron Legacy brought back the Tron franchise, and I think that movie honored the original and even made it better. Like the sequel to me is far better than the first movie, and I love the first movie. But we do have Tron 3 coming. The news now is that Jeff Bridges is on board. He announced it on a podcast a while back, actually, but the podcast just got released. He went and did some filming over a weekend. So it kind of lets us know he's not a main character, but he is in it. He is there. What do we know about Tron Legacy? I'm sorry, Tron Ares. We know that Jared Leto is Ares. He's playing the lead. We know that Star Wars fans will be tickled to see Cameron Monaghan, Cal Kestis, in the movie. Jeff Bridges is there, which is fantastic. This helps the movie, in my mind. X-Files fans will be happy to know that Gillian Anderson is in the movie.
Oh, nice.
But at this time, there is no Garrett Hedlund. There is no Olivia Wilde. But the fact that they're bringing in Jeff Bridges makes the stock on this thing go up. It gives it more of a chance. It creates a little bit more interest that they're bringing in the man who was the lead in the first and a hugely important secondary character that was really, the movie was about him in Tron Legacy. It was the search for him. And he sacrificed himself to save his son, a la Anakin Skywalker.
And I'd found this picture, Coach, and I meant to send it to you, and I didn't. So you can see little Jeff Bridges on set.
Jeff Bridges on set and got an original helmet in the background.
Doesn't he now? Isn't that cool?
An Indiana Jones satchel.
Yeah, there you go. Still
Coach,
doing
you had a chance to go to Tron when you were in your vacation?
I did.
No,
Rocking
you
the
did?
1985 Trapper Keeper, too.
Yes. Did you see that? It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah, I did. Amazing ride. Just being there, being in the store. I even wanted the action figures with the light cycles. So I got all 3 of them, and then I turned them over and looked at the price, and it was like $85 a piece, and I'm like, ooh. Like, I think I can get those on eBay for like
and you know what they
25% of that.
You know what they added now at that store? They added the ability for you to make yourself into a Tron figure.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah. It takes a scan and everything. And
Yep.
I think that's
Scans your
insane.
face. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I want to, again, get the Tron figures and the light cycle. I wish I still had those. Why did I sell everything, guys? Why? Hardwood floors, I guess. Whatever. But yeah, I am excited about seeing what this movie is about. It's not a wash because Jared Leto is the lead. It doesn't make me... I would be much happier if this was a true continuation of Garrett Hedlund's Tron Legacy. It's not that. They didn't want to do that because they didn't think there was enough money there. I don't know if this is the answer, but Disney definitely hasn't given up on Tron, and I'm grateful for that because I've been whining and complaining for several years now. I'll never forget this, Felix, when they had just broken the ground in Orlando for the Tron ride.
Okay.
I didn't know a Tron ride existed overseas at the time. And I am there, and I look at one of the workers, one of the cast members, and I said, "Can I ask you a question?" And I'm standing in line for something. I don't remember where I was.
When was this? How many years?
This is...
It took them longer. It took them 5-6 years to build it.
This is 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm standing there, and I said, "Can I ask you a question? Why is there nothing Tron at Disney?" And she goes, "Look over my shoulder." And I look. They had just broken the ground for the ride, and there was a billboard there in the middle of the freaking dirt, way out there. And I was like,
"Oh, wow.
This is the coolest moment of my life." I just happened to ask this question, and I'm like, yes. Because you're walking around Disney going, if it's the first time you've ever been to the park, you're seeing all these things, and you're seeing all these things that you haven't even thought about in years. Like, for instance, everybody won't be with me on this, but I hadn't thought about the Sword and the Stone in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see a mural, and then there's Arthur. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, wow. Well, it's almost impossible to find merch there with the Sword and the Stone. Like, you're not going to find very much at all, if any. But I'm walking around going, where's Tron? Where's the black hole? where there's got to be a place where they got some of these things. You know, even if it's a shirt in a corner somewhere, show me somewhere. You know, and hopefully they're starting to fix some of that. I hope.
You know, the reason why they're invested so much in the franchise, I believe, is the park's presence, and that's, you know, when they committed to doing that in Orlando, and of course the going joke is it took us less years to build the Golden Gate Bridge than it did for them to put up that ride in Orlando, which is true.
Yeah.
But so I think they are invested in trying to make that more mainstream. But you know as well as I, Tron was always very niche, right? It was very culty. It never
was.
Even back in its heyday, it didn't have much of a heyday. So it is a gamble, you know, to keep going on that. The ride's been very well received, so I can't knock the ride, except
the ride is amazing. And what they need to do to accompany this movie release is they need a great multiplayer video game.
Yes.
If they could do something like that and get the younger generation hooked on Tron, because they don't even know what it is, bro.
Correct.
They, you know, a lot of these IPs that we still talk about every week, they have failed to reach the younger generations, and they've tried. I don't think Transformers has really reached the younger generations to the degree that it was a few decades ago. G.I. Joe certainly hasn't. Voltron hasn't. Thundercats hasn't. Star Trek hasn't. Star Wars hasn't. Like, there's a much longer list of what's failed to reach the newer generations than what's actually succeeded. Cobra Kai succeeded.
Yeah.
Stranger Things, weird one for success, right? Stranger Things.
Yeah, but there was nothing
really
before
build
it.
anything off of that.
Yeah.
But haunted houses, Stranger Things, haunted houses seem to do well. But yeah.
Yep, I'm with you. But Jeff Bridges being in Tron makes this guy happy. So when I'm going to the theater on opening night to see this movie, knowing nothing about it right now, I know I will be looking forward. At least I get to see Kevin Flynn again. It'll probably be some flashback. Or who knows? I mean, who knows? Maybe Kevin Flynn made a second Clue, and it's more like him than Clue. Didn't turn bad. Maybe after he realized where he went wrong with Clue about designing the perfect system, which drove Clue crazy, now he sees the error of his ways and he makes an exact duplicate of himself. They could pull that off pretty easily if they wanted to. I just gave them the answer. It's pretty easy to do, too.
I think he said it was a minor part, or didn't he try and downplay it, which doesn't mean anything?
Yeah, he did. He did. But you got to take all that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, always.
Always. So, anyways, something else coming out. I'm not going to play this whole thing, but just to show you, I'm not even going to play the audio at all. But there is a documentary coming out.
Oh, this is good.
It's very good.
Mystery.
So I love Jim Henson. I am a Muppets fan, and I will be till I die. And the thing I like about Henson is his creativity, and he never turned it off, man. The dude just didn't have enough time. He was a workaholic to the extreme and was constantly at work, constantly pushing the envelope, doing more, making it bigger, going bigger, changing the industry, creating more things, trying things that failed. Everything he did wasn't a success, by the way. He had some failures, and I love that. I'm glad that he did. And he knew how to fail and bounce back from that. His life was taken away way too soon. He was sick with pneumonia, thought he had a cold, and he ended up dying because he didn't get treated. Heartbreaking. You know, we lost one of the greatest, and that was, guys, that happened in 1991.
I know.
I mean, he's been gone over 30 years.
Yeah.
So, but I am very happy that the Walt Disney Company is actually doing something to honor the man, because that's another thing that has frustrated me when I have gone to the parks. There was so little to do with the Muppets there.
Well, there is Muppet Vision 3D, and they have the fountain, and there's a little bit, but I'm with you, and
that's it.
And
everything you did in a shirt or two, you know. But I will say, the last time I went, there was more. I saw more Kermit shirts and stuff scattered throughout, especially Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
And I was very happy for that. That made me happy. But this right here, being directed by Ron Howard, where Jim Henson, Idea Man, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a fun watch.
May 31st. May 31st it comes, and yeah, they picked a perfect title for it, didn't they? Idea Man.
Yeah.
May 31st, end of the month. This will be, and we'll put. I'm sure it'll pop up on the Patreon. We'll certainly make sure it's available. But I think it'll be very, very nostalgic. I think it'll be very emotional for those of us, and many in the chat. I'm noticing, for whom in the Muppets, Sesame Street, so many of the things that Jim Henson was involved with represented such a huge parts of our childhood, and learning things and understanding the way the world worked and how to behave and how not to behave, and just a different time. But what a special person he was.
Yep, no doubt about it. Felix, thoughts on the Jim Henson documentary?
I'm looking forward to it, to see what's, you know, especially if, you know, Ron Howard is going to direct the documentary, to see, you know, all those little details behind the scenes of the ideas that he created. So looking forward to it. Question for you guys: which one is your favorite character from the Sesame Street? You know,
favorite character.
Favorite character, yeah.
From Sesame Street?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my favorite character.
This is so easy for me. Oh, he's really having a think.
You need to think, yeah.
The Count.
Oh, the Count. Oh, nice.
What?
1 or 2 or 3.
For me, it's a no-brainer. It's Oscar the Grouch. Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
I would have guessed that. Well, and you, Felix?
A Groover. You know that. You remember the Super Groover?
Yeah. Grover.
Yeah, Grover. You know the blue.
Oh yeah.
He had alter identities. He became like a Superman-like or Batman-like.
Yeah, I would say he would be my second.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is he was kind of written off the show.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And he was like a main character for a long time. But it's like Elmo starts showing up and Grover's out.
Oh, don't get me started on Elmo.
I know.
Rob Wright picked my number 2. I was gonna say it's a very close second. You know, Oscar the Grouch. Between Oscar the Grouch and Snuffleupagus, for sure.
Great character.
Some people like Cookie Monster also.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Coach is a fan of the cookies.
Yeah.
Too easy. That was too easy.
You know, I will have you know, my youngest daughter made the color guard today. So both of my kids are on the color guard at school. That's like the flag people at the football games. They march with the band and do the flag tricks and stuff. We went to Dairy Queen to celebrate.
Ooh.
And I had a Nutter Butter shake.
Oh, I know. Oh, they're so good. And the peanut butter part.
Oh my gosh.
in the Buster.
Yeah.
And by the way, Coach, Sesame Street, besides having, a series that was in the English speaking, language for the kids, Sesame Street on the Spanish side of things was something big too. So,
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, big.
So Sesame Street was in like 150 different countries in their languages.
Yeah.
Like it was huge across the world. So really, really cool there.
Mm-hmm.
So, everything shouldn't be dusted off the shelf and brought back. Guys, Scooby-Doo live action series in the works at Netflix. Really? I care nothing about seeing a Scooby-Doo live action series. What are we doing? I don't know. Like, are kids going to like this? Like, maybe. They're not marketing this for us, first of all. If you grew up in our era watching Scooby-Doo, which, by the way, some of those cartoons was scary as hell.
Oh, I was scared to death.
Yeah. But that's what made them so good, man. Oh, it was so good. And then Fred would always solve the stuff. So, and Daphne. Daphne was the redhead, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I got it right there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, guys, Scooby-Doo live action, buying it or selling it?
I can't believe the Velma series got a second season. I know that's not. No, I'm very scared for Scooby-Doo live action. So I'm selling.
I'm selling. There's no way they're gonna ruin it. And by the way, I saw the Mystery Machine today.
Did you?
The replica. They have a replica in Universal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same machine. It's like seeing it. Really, wow, this is nice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. So I am not digging the whole Scooby-Doo live action. Don't do that. I'm a little nervous about the Thundercats live action.
Scooby-Doo scares me more than Thundercats.
I agree. It'll be a lot easier to make the Thundercats movie something that I would actually enjoy. But are they going to get the look right? When I watched the Scooby-Doo movies back when they came out in like the early 2000s, might have even been the late 90s, but I think it was the early 2000s. Just the look of it, those movies weren't very good to me. As a matter of fact, I don't think I even finished them. They were like, I tried to watch it and I'm just off. Go find something else to do, Not even going to mess around with that.
Does Thundercats have any cultural relevance right now at all? Am I missing it? Is there an animated Thundercats?
They did a cartoon, an animated reboot, probably like 8 or 9 years ago now. Larry Kinney, the man who played Lion-O in the 80s, was now Lion-O's father in the reboot. So fans of the old that was a treat, getting to hear him still be a Thundercat. But how big of a hit was it? There's a lot of people that really liked it. I tried to watch it and I stopped. I also tried to watch the Voltron reboot and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Stop rebooting my childhood. My childhood was great. Don't screw it. You're just going to screw it up. Now, if you want to give me a movie, okay. Voltron could actually work as a movie series.
Yeah.
Have the first movie where they discover where they're able to put Voltron back together again for the first time in generations and have him fight somebody at the very end. Just like, crap, man. If you go back and watch Voltron, I don't think he turned into Voltron for like the first 5 episodes.
Very frustrating. Very frustrating for me. Very frustrating.
I totally get that, but so rewarding when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's Voltron in every freaking episode after that. Yeah, which is great. It's lose, lose, lose. Okay, guys, and I'll form the head because we're about to win this mug.
Yeah.
And the reason why I ask about the current significance is, at least on Felix's point, at least you still see Scooby-Doo more present, right? I'm not saying it's everywhere, but Scooby-Doo is still around. I get nervous when I hear Thundercats or Voltron or any of these other ones, which clearly seem like it's being made for us, but then they never make it for us, at least not successfully. And I'm like, so who are you making this for? And why do we think people are going to go and see it? It's confusing. It's very confusing to me.
I'm with you 100%. Felix, any last thoughts on any of this before we move on? Scooby-Doo, Thundercats, or any of that?
Yeah, I would say don't touch any of those franchises unless you're gonna do it right. Spend the time. Make sure that they do it for the fans. I think from now on, all these IPs, they need to make sure that when they do something, they do it for the fans, not for whatever a specific ideology, ideas that they have in their companies. It needs to be for the fans. And when they do that, like they did with Cobra Kai, they had a good product. That's what I go back to Cobra Kai. They try to do what they did, and you're gonna be successful. Don't touch Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So a lot of these.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, one of my White Whale Lego sets, they made a Voltron Lego set. And they're all separate, and you can put them all together to become Voltron.
From the 80s?
Yeah. Well, they didn't make it. I don't know when they made it.
Okay.
There is a Voltron, a genuine Lego Voltron set. I think you can find it on eBay or some other places for $400 or $500. I mean, it's ridiculously expensive. But that's one of my White Whale Lego sets is the Voltrons.
I had the Castle of Lions. I had the 1981 Godiken Voltron. I had the Panache Palace full set with all the figures, all the bad guys. I had everybody. Why did I sell my toys? I could cry.
Those are hard to find again. Not rubbing it in, but they're hard to find again.
Oh, they're easy to find. They're hard to find for a good deal.
That's what I mean.
People are like, man, toys from the 80s get treated like everything Star Wars now.
Yeah.
If it's Star Wars, it must be worth $3,000, and I'm like, bro, but anyways.
And those Pizza Robot, yeah.
I even had some of the characters, like Princess Allura, mint on card, like unopened in the package. So, but I'll be back. It's all good. Look, I didn't have this case a year ago. I'll be back. But I'm going to be in my 50s when I'm back, and like, whatever.
Some of us are closer than... You're going to be in your 50s anyway. You might as well be in your 50s with the second case full of stuff you love. You're going to be in your 50s anyway.
Yep.
And time is flying by.
Oh, yeah, it is. Speaking of time flying by, in the near future, we're going to be getting Alien Romulus.
Ooh.
Another franchise being brought back from the ashes. I liked Prometheus. And I thought Alien Covenant was okay. I really did. Nick hated it.
I know.
Nick didn't like either one of them. I liked them fine. But I have a good feeling about Alien Romulus. I really do. But we're going to have to go check it out. But this is an opening night must-watch for me. Especially after going and seeing Alien, the 45th re-release last week. I'm all about it. Let's go. I just hate how all this time passes, and then it's like, as we continue on, if we don't get another Alien movie for, I don't know, 8 or 9 more years from now, are you really reaching younger audiences, even if your movie is good? Like, some of these franchises... Very few of these franchises were built to have staying power and stay relevant all the time. Star Wars did that because it was a powerhouse. Even from 1983 all the way up to 1999, Star Wars wasn't going anywhere because there was so much staying power. A lot of these other franchises, it's like, man, you know, it was what it was. There's really no reason to dust that one off. Like, let it lie. It was great for its time. You know, hell, what are we going to get next? A live action Get Along Gang? Get along, gang, get along, gang.
Coach, this is 2024, Coach. I can guarantee you we're not going to get anything called Get Along, right? It's not gonna happen.
So the world needs that right now. We're going to get some live action Munchie cheese coming. You heard it here first.
Click it and stick it. Sorry.
I don't know. You know what, though? Re-releases are a treat. Re-releases, when the movie industry is not giving us things that we want to go watch. There's nothing out there right now that's new that has my interest. I know people have went and saw Civil War and other movies lately. I don't know a thing about them. Never watched a trailer, know nothing. They could be great for all I know. I have no clue. I haven't had any interest. But when I saw that The Lord of the Rings is returning to the movie theaters for a re-release celebration, and it's going to be, what am I looking at? This is ads at the bottom of the page, man. What is going on here? This is... Oh,
what have you been clicking on, Coach?
Man, that's their website. No, that's the Hollywood Reporter. That ain't me. All right. But anyways, what a treat. All 3 extended editions of Lord of the Rings coming back to a theater. That's worth going and watching.
That's a masterpiece.
Yeah, that's a large bucket of popcorn by myself right there.
And then a bucket for some other reason needed, because they're long movies, right? Otherwise, you're getting up a lot.
What you doing in that bucket, man?
You're getting up a lot.
Yeah, Dave Bob, what's up, brother? In 4K. Ooh.
Oh,
I wonder if they're going to touch up Smeagol at all, or is it going to be the original release?
I don't think they're gonna. It'll whatever they decide to put out will be what they put out. That is not. You know what I mean? I don't think they're gonna touch anything up. I think it's gonna be whatever it is. But remember, we thought Alien was gonna be in 4K, and it was the 1979 version. So you never know what's gonna happen.
It was 1979, and it looked fabulous. I was very happy with it.
There is a movie coming next weekend that I know you're excited for. It's the Planet of the Apes one.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you're not excited anymore?
All right. So
this is 300 years after what, the latest. So it's.
I mean, I know Caesar's not in it, and for some people, they're like.
I have a
so that's not Caesar that we see.
I don't think Caesar's in it.
No, they're all dead. This is 300 years, and I think I know what the girl is. I think the girl. I have a suspicion that the girl is the astronaut that got lost on the original, and that's why she can speak. But that's my little
So I went back and watched the first one with my daughter, and it was pretty good. It's got bad reviews. It's like rated 6.1, on IMDb. The original Planet of the Apes, the reboot. With the guy that was in Spider-Man. I can't remember his name. The weird guy did some no things with kids.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
What was his name?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You need Peter Parker's friend?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. He was popular early in the 2000s. He did the Neapolis. You remember that movie, the Navy movie?
I do. James Franco. Thank you, Rob. Yep. Thank you, Venture. Yep. Good job, guys. Yep. James Franco. That's the one that I watched, and it was good.
Good.
It was a good movie. But you know what, man? The sequels were just okay. As a matter of fact, I really liked the first one, and then the other ones are kind of a hard watch for me.
Interesting.
So, and then after I went back and watched the original with my daughter, after seeing the trailer, and I was like, "Oh, I'm excited about that." I don't know, Rissman. Maybe I'll go watch it. Maybe I'm wrong. I love being wrong. When I don't think I'm going to be thinking something's good, and it turns out to be really good. So maybe it will be.
I'm not a huge fan of the franchise, tell you the truth. I just know you were excited about it. So
The fact that Felix said it was 300 years after the last story makes it more interesting.
Okay, cool.
I like the trilogy. Like I kind of like the what happens with the the evolution of the apes.
Yeah.
And this being 300 years after that, and if you remember, I think it's in the first one. They put this very like it was like a 2-3 second clip in the first movie of this trilogy. They mentioned the astronauts that disappeared near Mars. I don't know if you go back and watch it again. They talk about that. But it's just like a news, like a clip of news, and they don't talk about that at all. The next two sequels, but if you see the trailer of the new movie, the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, they're saying that this girl is more intelligent than the other ones. And if you see the outfits that she wears versus the outfits of the humans that are in that planet, she's kind of out of place. And that's why I had that feeling that she's the one of those astronauts that got lost near Mars, and she came back in the timeline of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. But let's see what happens.
Yeah. That's cool. That's a good premise there. So I'm going to read you guys a synopsis.
And Felix, the Beskar man, keeps saying Nova. Is it? Nova?
Nova. Yeah.
I've seen it a couple of times. They're saying the same as you, I think.
Oh, okay.
So here's a synopsis, little movie pitch here, and see what y'all think. The 10-year-old prince who landed to Earth in a spaceship was separated from his weapon. And the weapon was his only link to his home planet. After tracking it down almost 2 decades later, the young prince is whisked back across space to defend his home planet against evil forces. But to defeat such a powerful evil force, the prince will first need to uncover the mysteries of his past and become the hero he needs to be. What do you guys? Does that sound like an interesting premise to you guys?
Yeah.
Anybody in chat know what we're talking about?
Honestly, Coach, it sounds like one more person who lost their mojo that needs to get their mojo back to be what they were before. It sounds like, and I know which movie it is, and it makes me sad to hear you abstract it like that, because I'm like, this is just another Kenobi story.
Well, I don't know what other words to use without giving it away. You know what I mean?
No, I know. You did a perfect job. You did a perfect job. I'm like, well, when you say it like that, it's just another loser that's trying to go back to when he wasn't a loser.
There it is right there.
Yeah.
It's He-Man, ladies and gentlemen.
He-Man.
We are getting a new live-action He-Man movie.
Really?
The premise is, let's use the right words this time. 10-year-old Prince Adam, who crashed to Earth in a spaceship and was separated from his magical power sword, the only link to his home on Eternia. After tracking it down almost 2 decades later, Prince Adam is whisked back across space to defend his home planet against the evil forces of Skeletor. But to defeat such a powerful villain, Prince Adam will first need to uncover the mysteries of his past and become He-Man, the most important man, or the most powerful man in the universe. So, again, this is like one of the themes that we have on every show every weekend now, is the reboot. We keep getting it over and over again. I saw the Dolph Lundgren Masters of the Universe in the theater when I was 7 years old, 8 years old, whatever I was. The movie aged horribly.
Wasn't
I
that
actually
great
liked
back
it
then,
when
though?
I saw it in the theater, but I can't watch it today.
It wasn't that great back then either, but I'm with you.
Yeah. Can't watch it today. But, I mean, all right, here it is. Buying or selling, rebooting He-Man, a new live action, and this is his origin story. So we're going back to the origin. That they'll want to do a sequel and, fight somebody else besides Skeletor, probably. Thoughts, guys, buying or selling?
As probably the only person here who suffered through the Kevin Smith He-Man thing on Netflix, I think I'm all He-Man'd out for the modern audience. And again, I hate that I've become that jaded. But again, when I heard you read it just now, I'm like, this story sounds like it's going to suck. You know what I mean? I just don't do it. Just don't do it.
So I don't trust anybody doing remakes.
Yeah,
we have been victims.
How many things have been remade and it worked? We mentioned Cobra Kai.
Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yes. Top Gun is another one.
X-Men 97. What else?
Ghostbusters Afterlife, although Frozen Empire, maybe they unworked it a bit, but I would have said Afterlife. I'll still say Afterlife.
I like the one that says Tall, Dark, and Horny.
That's the one I mean. They maybe they bobbled it a little bit there. Point is, it's a very small number of things, right? Where they've actually successfully either captured or surpassed the magic of the original through a reboot. Yeah. And I have absolutely no reason to believe that He-Man in this day and age is going to be an example of them recapturing the magic.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's just no doubt. The odds are against it.
But there's a common factor in all the ones that actually work. Is that the people who made those remakes pay attention to the source material of those franchises. And I think that's what makes a difference. When they start doing remakes and they're trying to put their own little, ideas, that's when they go.
That's right. And they do that more times than not, wouldn't you say?
Plus, we also left out an important detail. It's being produced by Amazon/MGM. Right. So, I mean,
they have a long track record of staying within the lore.
Right. And I would just look to see is the
in
title.
Sarcasm, Rings of Power.
The title has no man, no he. It's just Masters of the Universe, right? I was like, they're not calling this thing He-Man because no one's a He-Man these days, right? And it's just it's not just a he person. You're a he. I don't know.
I think I might use those as my pronouns. He-Man. Just kidding.
You can't be a he or a man. Look, they've got the double no. Right?
I'm beat boot bop.
You can't be either one.
Oh boy. All right. Well,
Coach,
look.
How dare you? How dare you?
I know, right? I know. I just offended, everybody in California. Sorry. All right. That's gonna wrap it up for the show tonight, guys. Had a long one. Lots of good topics. Thank you guys for being here and sticking it out with us. Felix, thank you for coming in and co-hosting with us here this second half of the show. Sorry you missed most of all the Star Wars talk.
No,
but hey, the Acolyte's coming soon. Tales of the Empire's coming soon. Tomorrow night. So we got a lot to talk about. Hopefully you could join us sometime soon and give your thoughts and opinions. Icon in October.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to going. I know the three of us will be there. Nick will be there. The DA will be there. And a whole bunch of you guys is going to be there. I don't even want to mention people's name because I know I'll forget somebody. But anyways, Felix, you got anything you want to mention about your channel or anything going on?
Well, what I'm going to mention now that you're talking about the ICC is that I gonna do some lessons for lightsaber combat. So I'm planning to. I talked to Mike. It's not yet because he hasn't put anything on the website yet, but he gave me the go to like do lessons on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I'm gonna be probably doing it at some point there. So bring your lightsaber.
Fantastic.
And whoever wants to do it, can do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll bring my lightsaber and we'll do it.
Yeah, sure.
I'll be there watching.
I'll bring 2 lightsabers. Rissman's doing it.
I actually have a lightsaber now.
Rissman, I'm gonna start slow. It's gonna be something for everybody. So no skills required.
I've seen him. He's a great teacher. I've seen him do it.
Yeah. No, I know. I've seen him too.
Yep. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys for being here. As we always say, you are Echo Base Network. Nick Cast, EBN Cast, hosted by Nick. Tomorrow, right now, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know because Nick is sick. So we'll get that information out as soon as possible. I would say tentatively canceled. Because
I hope he gets to feeling better. I hope he gets to feeling better.
Yeah, I hope he feels better as well. So, anyways, I'm about to go in here and watch X-Men 97. We'll be getting that up on the Patreon in the near future. Guys, we love you. Thank you for being here. We are your Echo Base Network. See you guys next week.
See you guys.
Take care, all.
Bye.
Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.
I will see you there, Todd. Looking forward to it. Thank you for the super chat.
You're killing the vibes for the music.
I'm recognizing the super chat. Pipe down.
Oh, sorry. Super chat. Toddzilla with a $2 super chat. I get to meet Matt this time around. Yeah. Give him a good old punch right on the mouth. He said I have chipmunk cheeks. Oh, if you could hear him laughing right now, I swear. If I could force choke you through this screen. We didn't have Nick or the DA, but we still had a great show. Where community happens.